More money, more money, more money.
Big Dash knows what?
What's going on, good people? So it's been a few days. It's been a few days since the NFL announced a new salary cap. And guess what? More money across the board, more money for all these teams. And more importantly for us, more money for the Giants. Now, the estimates are all over the place. I'm seeing people saying, the New York Giants went from having roughly about 18 million in salary cap space to 32 million in salary cap space. And what does that really mean? What does that? You have people all over the place talking about, oh, well, the New York Giants have the money now. We should just do this, do that. No. In all honesty, when I think about it, I don't think the strategy changes that much. You got an extra 10 million, roughly. You got an extra 10 million, might be a little bit more, might be a little bit less, again, depending on what website you're looking at. But the New York Giants definitely have more money to spend. And in most cases, this is a good thing. This is a good thing. When you're thinking about what the New York Giants need to do, the holes, the roster, wanting to fill this team up. This is a good problem to have for the New York Giants. But like every lottery winner, well, not every lottery winner, when you give people money, they're not responsible. In most cases, they're not really responsible, and they end up making some mistakes and doing some bad things. But I don't think the New York Giants do that. I will say this, though. When I heard about the new money, I thought about three players. I thought about three players right away. Xavier McKinney, Saquon Barkley, and Adoree Jackson. Those are the three names I thought about first. Does this change the strategy or how much money you're willing or what your cap is for Xavier McKinney? For me, I don't think it should change the cap for Xavier McKinney. I was looking at a top 50 list of, the top 50 free agents, NFL.com. And there were some safeties on that list. And take a guess of where Xavier McKinney was on that list of top 50. He was 50. He was 50 on a list of top 50, free agents. So for me, and like I said, you had a few safeties in front of him. So for me, I think you shouldn't really change your strategy when it comes to Xavier McKinney. Can you afford to throw in maybe an extra $1.5 to $2 million on top of his deal? Possibly so, whatever your offer is going to be. But I don't think the strategy should change. Still let Xavier McKinney test free agency. If you're willing to do the transition tag, now that was another rumor. The New York Giants might put the transition tag on Xavier McKinney, but when you look at that transition tag, it's right around that number where you feel comfortable with paying Xavier McKinney. And so I'm not against that transition tag. It hopefully secures that Xavier McKinney was back on the team. But I like that number better than just the franchise tag and paying Xavier McKinney $18 million for 1 year. No. Especially when you have a real contract, you can manipulate the cap hit. So for me, I don't think the strategy really changes with Xavier McKinney. And let's talk about Saquon Barkley now. Do the New York Giants have enough money to pay Saquon Barkley? Short answer is yes. But do you fall into that same track? We just got this $10 million. We just got it. And are you willing to give all that to Saquon Barkley? That's a question that you have to ask yourself. You have to think about where the Giants are, how we're going to be moving in the future, and trying to see exactly how does Saquon Barkley fit in. When the New York Giants are ready to compete consistently, will Saquon Barkley be there? Do you want to give him a 2-year deal, 3-year deal? Because that's probably what he's looking for. And what is the realistic price for Saquon Barkley? I don't think the strategy changes with Saquon Barkley either. Yes, you do have a little bit extra money. Yes, you can make Saquon Barkley the New York Giants story, where one franchise for his whole career type deal, but I don't think you need to approach this situation any different than before what we thought the money was going to be. And you let Saquon Barkley test free agency. You let him get a realistic dose of what the market is for him. And then you see if you can get a deal done there. And again, there's a cap for Saquon Barkley. I don't think he should be getting more than $10 million. I don't think, but you get whatever you deserve. I hate when I say things like that, but as far as making sense for the New York Giants, I don't think that is smart spending for the New York Giants. And lastly, like I said, Adoree Jackson does this give you enough money to keep Adoree Jackson in that secondary, to keep him with Deonte Banks, to continue to be a mentor for Deonte Banks, and help with that growth process. Well, here's something that you don't do. You don't keep a player just to mentor the young guy, unless that guy's really good still. And Adoree Jackson did have a down year, but I still believe he has enough in the tank to be a good player for the New York Giants. He can still be the starter for the New York Giants. But what is the price tag for Adoree Jackson? Again, with all this new money, and it's not really all this new money, but with this new money, with this new cap hit number, the New York Giants do have some room to maneuver. Now, here's what I really want to do with this extra money. Okay, I believe you get the deal done with Xavier McKinney. I believe with this extra money, you have to address the offensive line. And they talk about these guards and tackles, addressing the offensive line, whether it be for Daniel Jones, whether it be for the new quarterback, or whatever the situation is at quarterback. The offensive line has needed to be addressed for a long time now. So the New York Giants, in my opinion, that target that everybody wants from the Patriots, the guy that can play guard, that can play tackle, exactly what the New York Giants need. Mike Onwenu, or Winwoo, sorry. I think that with this new money, you almost have to get that done. You almost have to get that done. For me, you got a guy that has familiarity with your offensive line coach. Has been successful at the guard spot and the tackle spot. The New York Giants need a guard and a tackle, and depending on what happens with Evan Neal, you got the guy. If Evan Neal can't make it, you have your tackle. If Evan Neal starts to work out, you have your guard with Michael Winwell. So for me, it's a no-brainer. This extra money, go get that guy. Now, another guy I put in the video before, Bryce Huff from the Jets. The guy played 42% of the snaps for the Jets. The Jets had a lot of defensive ends and edge rushers. You have to be smart with how much money you're trying to give Bryce Huff. Bryce Huff, to me, falls into that category where to the New York Giants, he's very, very affordable. So can you go ahead and get a Bryce Huff? I think that's a good deal. What I don't like to see, and what I'm seeing, some people say out there, well, you got guys like T. Higgins. Well, guess what? T. Higgins got tagged, so T. Higgins is off the market. Michael Pittman is also one of those guys that's going to cost you about $20 million as a wide receiver. Can the New York Giants afford to pay a wide receiver $20 million? You don't pay guys big money when you suck, especially guys on the offensive side. And when the wide receiver, we haven't had a 1,000-yard wide receiver in how long? And it's not just because of the wide receivers, it's because the people throwing the ball. So a guy like Michael Pittman, no, I can't do it. And let me get to my list. I like to have my list in these videos. Okay. If Adoree Jackson is not the guy that you want to bring back, in a previous video, I also said the cornerback out of Tennessee, Murphy Bunting, is a guy that you can look at. Because you have a little bit more money, do you look at a guy like Kendall Fuller from the Commanders? I think that's a little bit high. And again, when the New York Giants are competing, then you want to spend a lot of money, but you have to get this cap healthy. Like, this is a blessing for the New York Giants. We have been in cap hell. And even though it's only $10 million, that helps a lot because you can still restructure the deals of Andrew Thomas and Dexter Lawrence and give yourself even more cap space, not just for this year, but for years to come as well. And once the Daniel Jones contract comes off the books, if they go that route, you put yourself in an even better situation to lessen that blow when it comes to your salary. But yeah, I hear people talk about Josh Allen. I still think he gets tagged. I don't think he leaves. Brian Burns is another one. I think he gets tagged. I don't believe he leaves, or they let him leave. So yeah, we got some more money, fellas. We got some more money, ladies and gentlemen. But at the end of the day, I don't think it changes the strategy for the New York Giants that much. It just gives you a little bit more breathing space. It allows you to say, you know, when it comes to a difference of 1 to 2 million, you can go ahead and make that move for guys like Xavier McKinney if it comes to that. But all in all, it's about keeping the cap healthy. You don't change your strategy. You still need a lot of players, you know, on this roster to complete this roster. And I think this extra bit of money helps you get those guys that cost you $2 million. You know, $1 million, $1.5 million, those vet minimum contracts and stuff like that. So I don't think the strategy changes a lot. But again, it's good to have a little bit more money in your pocket when you're out shopping. But be smart when you're out shopping, Joe Schoen. And again, we got Combine coming up this week. Everybody's excited for that. Probably going to get a lot of news because all these agents and GMs are going to be in the same place at the same time. A lot of discussions being made, maybe some trade deals. Keep your ears open. And of course, stay tuned in. If you're not subscribed to the channel, go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button so you can get all these updates about the New York Giants and also NFL news as well. So I want to thank everybody for vibing with me. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And from one Giants fan to another, this is Big Dash Knows, Big Blue Nation. Let's go.